everyone is shocked by the loss of a much loved and valued colleague. Our thoughts and deepest sympathies are with her family and her friends.
It is Friday, December 7th, 2012. A nurse involved in a prank call involving Kate Middleton is dead. There are a lot of unanswered questions. You were just listening to the CEO of the hospital where Kate has been, that is King Edward VII Hospital, speaking. We're going right now to Bruce Orwall. He is our London bureau chief. Bruce, a lot of unanswered questions right now. Give us the facts of what we know so far.
Well, this is something that was basically a public farce involving the British royal family of the kind we've seen many times in the past that has suddenly turned tragic and unfortunately very serious. You recall earlier this week that they announced that Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, was pregnant, a big moment in the family's history with possibly the future monarch. She was hospitalized because she was having extreme morning sickness. A day or two after that, an Australian radio station created sort of a global stir by calling the hospital and making a prank call, impersonating Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles very badly, I might add, somehow getting put through to a nurse's station and given a little report or update on her condition. Now, a few days later, the identity of the receptionist and the nurse who took the call were never disclosed publicly, but sadly today, the woman who answered the phone at the hospital and put the call through was found dead in a residence near the hospital, and the hospital has put out a statement confirming her death.
Scotland Yard is investigating this, I understand. Have they made any definitive connection between the events involving that prank phone call and her death so far, Bruce, or is that still speculation at this point?
No, I think for us it's speculation, and of course as a rookie reporter we all learn not to make too many assumptions about anything that might possibly involve suicide, but the police here have been very careful to say this is just, it's a death, it's not a suspicious death. The hospital has confirmed that it was their employee and that it was the woman who was involved in just taking this call and putting it through.
All right, so many people paying attention to this as they do with everything involving Kate Middleton. Social media accounts, Twitter accounts have just been full of tweets about this, many of them calling for those two radio station DJs to step down. If you go on Twitter right now, you'll see it says internal server error where these Twitter accounts were. I'm wondering if you know of any repercussions so far for the two DJs and for the radio station itself in Australia, Bruce.
Well, the station has already apologized previously for the prank after it sort of got a lot of attention for it. They haven't been involved apparently in some other pranks or on-air escapades that didn't go so well. It's early in Australia, so there's no response from them yet to this, but obviously there will be more scrutiny for that station down in Sydney.
All right, and what about response from the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge themselves? I mean, this has been a rough time for them to begin with. What have they made any statement so far?
Well, this is already, they've issued a statement saying that they're saddened by the death, and they've already, been put in, a fairly uncomfortable position where, because Kate Middleton was hospitalized early in her pregnancy, they made the decision, realizing they weren't going to be able to keep it a secret, to publicize her pregnancy earlier than you probably might have. Obviously, this is a bend in the road that nobody could have ever foreseen when they made that decision.
And for people who, again, have not been following this, just to sort of recap, it was a very simple phone call that was made. They didn't go to a lot of trouble to dupe the hospital. I mean, they just basically pretended to be the Queen. Is that right, Bruce?
Yeah, if you listen to the recording, it's really kind of a lark. They call up the woman DJ first in a very bad accent, doesn't even identify her as the Queen, just says she wants to talk to her granddaughter Kate, gets put through to a nurse. They continue then sort of, with this banter. Another DJ comes in pretending to be Prince Charles. They have little, corgi dogs yapping in the background as if it's really the Queen, but it's really not presented in an incredibly professional way. These aren't professional impersonators or anything. They're people doing rather bad British accents, but for whatever reason the the person who took the call at the hospital, the person who disclosed the information, by the way, not being the person who has died.
Right.
But they did get some information about, her condition and how she was doing and when a good time to visit would be.
All right, Bruce Orwall will continue to follow the events surrounding this death as they unfold from you all in London. Appreciate you being with us.